In this lesson, explore the Python logging module. Discover how to effectively track the execution of your code and debug your applications using Python's built-in logging capabilities. Why is logging important? Well, logging is better than using print statements for debugging because logging offers different severity levels, allowing you to categorize your messages. Logging can output to multiple destinations simultaneously, such as files and consoles. Logging configurations can be production-ready with minimal changes. It is configurable and thread-safe, which is crucial for concurrent applications. Here's a quick comparison between using print statements and the logging module. With print, you simply display the calculation. With logging, you can specify a debug level, providing more context and control. The logging module uses different levels to indicate the severity of an event. Here is a list of levels. First is debug with a value of 10. This is detailed information, typically used for diagnostics and troubleshooting. Next is info with a value of 20, and it confirms that things are working as expected. Third is warning having a value of 30, which indicates something unexpected happened or might happen in the future. Then there is error with a value of 40, which indicates the software has not been able to perform a function because of a more serious problem. Critical has a value of 50, which indicates a serious error, suggesting that the program itself may be unable to continue running. Lastly, not set has a value of 0. When a logger's level is set to not set, all messages are processed. Here is how to set up logging. First, import the logging module. Configure the logging system using basic config. Set the level to logging.debug. Specify the format of the log message including the time, name, level, and the message itself. You can also specify the file name where the logs will be stored. Once configured, you can create log messages using logging.debug for detailed information, logging.info for general information, and logging.warning for potential issues. The basic config function configures the root logger with default handlers, formatters, and level. The format parameter controls the structure of the log messages with special format strings. Log formatting helps structure the output of your log messages. Some commonly used format attributes include asTime, which provides a human-readable date and time. Level name, which gives the text logging level like debug or info. Name, which displays the logger name. Message, which shows the actual logged message. File name, which indicates the source file name. Linino, which specifies the line number in the source file. Func name, which shows the name of the function where the log occurred. Here is an example log output demonstrating how these attributes appear in a log message, showing the timestamp, logger name, level, and message. Loggers, handlers, and formatters are the core components of the logging module. The logger is the entry point for creating log messages in your application and is hierarchical in nature. The handler determines where log messages go, such as files, console, email, or even custom destinations. The formatter controls the structure and content of log messages. Here is an example of how to create loggers and handlers in code. First, create a custom logger using getLogger and set its level to debug. Create handlers such as streamHandler for console output and FileHandler for file output. Set the level for each handler, for example, console handler to warning and file handler to error. Finally, add these handlers to the logger. There are primarily two ways to configure logging in Python: code-based and file-based configuration. Code-based configuration involves configuring logging directly in your Python code. It is suitable for simple applications. In this approach, you configure the root logger using basic config, setting parameters like level, format, and date format. Alternatively, file-based configuration uses configuration files for more complex setups. This method is easier to modify without altering the code. You can load configurations from a file like a configuration file, or from a dictionary such as a YAML file, using the dict-config function. When logging exceptions, it is helpful to include the exception information in your logs. Use a try except block to catch exceptions. Inside the except block, use logger.error with the exc_info set to true to include detailed exception information in the log. Alternatively, you can use logger.exception, which is a shorthand method for logging an error message along with the exception information. This ensures that you capture the traceback and other relevant details for debugging. The log output shows the error message, followed by the traceback, including the file name, line number, and the type of error. Here are some logging best practices. Use proper log levels by matching the log level to the importance of the message. Reserve error level for actual errors. Include context by logging relevant variables, user IDs, and transaction references to help with debugging. Use namespace loggers. Use hierarchical logger names based on modules or components for better filtering. Rotate log files using rotating file handler or time rotating file handler to manage log file size. Configure logging early by setting up logging at application startup before other modules are loaded. Be security aware by never logging sensitive information like passwords, tokens, or personal data. Here is a complete example of how to set up logging in a Python application. Import the logging module. Create a custom logger using getLogger. Create handlers for both console and file output. Set the level for each handler. Create formatters and add them to the handlers, specifying the format of the log messages. Add the handlers to the logger. Finally, log messages using different levels such as warning and error. For further learning, refer to the Python documentation on the logging module. For real-world examples, check out online resources that demonstrate logging in practical scenarios. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.